Hi everyone, Transformers Fan 5000 here, and back here with sort of a part 2 to my Baiwei Optimus Prime buyer's guide. Now this time it's going to be on the jet-powered Optimus Prime, the new Jetfire from Baiwei. Now this is, I've not had this much fun in a while. I mainly bought the kit for, the KO pieces of the DNA design kit, which you can see on the legs and on the general figure here, but I've had a lot of fun with the Jetfire figure because it's although it's not something that I bought the actual figure for, it's something that I've just had fun with. Now I'll show you the box of Jetfire, so try and fit it in camera. But it's Explorer Elder, which I think is actually not the worst name for a KO. The sides are all just black, got some writing on the bottom, and then obviously you can see the powered up Prime and Jetfire there. Now generally Baiwei products are the same size as Hasbro, if not just slightly upscaled. The Baiwei Shockwave is bigger than the Hasbro. The Megatron is bigger than the Hasbro. I'm not sure on Sentinel Prime because I don't have the Hasbro Sentinel Prime, but I think he's around the same size. This Optimus, he's basically the same size as this guy. I think just because of some of the modifications they made, he just looks a little bit bigger. But yeah, generally the Baiwei knockoffs are the same size, so I think that the Jetfire figure is going to be the same size as Hasbro. However, to get the actual accuracy of Jetfire, to get a proper scale accurate Jetfire, I wouldn't recommend Baiwei or Hasbro Jetfire because obviously they're the same size. What I would recommend instead, I believe it's the AOE Mech, I think, but the oversized KO upscaled Jetfire here. I'll try and fit him on camera because Optimus Prime is generally 28 feet tall. Jetfire is sort of around double that height almost. He's around the 50 mark. And if I just adjust that camera, if you look at the scale charts, Optimus generally comes up to Jetfire's sort of waist area here. And you can, obviously I've got Jetfire sort of, his back is straight right now, whereas normally Jetfire's hunched over, so if I pull Jetfire forward a little bit, I can get him a little bit more crouched, hunched over to better represent how Jetfire scales. But generally this Jetfire is more accurate than the Hasbro and the Baiwei because again Baiwei is just a direct KO of Hasbro Jetfire. But if you want a scale accurate Jetfire, this is the one to go by because the Hasbro Jetfire, it just comes to about here and it's not the correct scale. I mean, yeah, you can change it with the position of the legs, but generally it's not correct. It's not the correct scale. Now, I do have some things to say about the Baiwei Jetfire, which is obviously this video. So if I just sort of take away this Optimus here, and this one here, and so we'll just bring in these two a little bit here. There are some stuff that are different from the Baiwei Jetfire and the kit to the Hasbro and the DNA. Obviously that is minor things like paint, Decepticon symbol, little bits of writing, etc. The DNA kit, because obviously DNA is a third party and this Baiwei the KO company, so Baiwei have KO'd a third party. They've KO'd a KO sort of. I know DNA is not a KO, but the third party is not official, and it's just kind of ironic and funny how Baiwei have KO'd a KO company almost. It's just kind of funny. So there's some differences between Baiwei's DNA KO pieces to the official DNA, mainly just paint differences, but basically all the parts are identical. And I'm really surprised with the quality of this. The Jetfire and the pieces feel fantastic. I was scared because Normally with combiners, especially, you know, the old combiners from the Unicron trilogy like Energon, and heck, even modern day combiners like, you know, Combiner Wars, they're a little bit flimsy. You can tell they're two figures combined into one because their limbs just flop all over the place and they don't hold together well. Whereas, you know, you can tell it's two figures in one here, but it's pretty good. You know, it doesn't, you know, fall apart or anything like that, and, you know, it holds together quite well. Now, one thing I've done with the legs, actually, while I've got him here, is I've folded up the mudguard back up, and I've folded the second wheel here. You can have it where, you know, you fold this other wheel up and the mudguard down like that. So you can have it where both wheels are there, but sometimes it can restrict it a little bit when you're trying to bend the leg. So I just find it easier just to fold this up, fold that wheel down, and it just makes it a lot easier. Now this piece here, this was for DNA. This was a pre-order exclusive, and it does peg in to the back right here, just in that gap right there. But I cannot for the life of me get it to tab in. It tabs in like that, but as soon as you sort of push this down, it basically untabs when you start to move it. So yeah, but I'm a really big fan of this kit, and even the shoulder pads. You know, you can, although this is how he appears on screen, if you want, just for a little bit additional look, you can fold these pieces down and have it where, you know, his shoulder pads sort of bend over a little bit. The backpack, you can have a variety of ways, so you can actually have it this way. I'm showing you we can have it another way. Now in the film, in the actual Revenge of the Fallen, we do actually see that the back of Optimus Prime, you know, the standard back with his, you know, barrels and the doors, are actually present on the Jetwing Prime, but obviously it's hard to do it on the toy form. But you can have it where, you know, you're bending these around like that. You can have them where you're angling them. You can have it where they're sort of more bent forward and then you bend this back. You can have it however you want. I like it like this, in this, if I can show you, because this little point here can sort of hook under here and then bend this part down, and these barrels you can sort of not clip underneath, but you can sort of fold it in these gaps here, and it does sort of hold it in place a little bit. But you can have it, you know, however you want. Now the good thing is, because it includes the DNA pieces, you can have it as the DNA look like this, or you can have it as a Hasbro stock where you just combine Jetfire with Optimus. Something to know is these abdominal pieces here. So they come separate, and they obviously peg into Jetfire, you know, his waist area around here, and to his back. Now, if you're having the Hasbro configuration, these pieces, it says on them, on the, you know, the actual strip bit, it says left and right. If you're having the Hasbro configuration without the DNA upgrade, just add them on left and right as normal. However, when you get to the DNA upgrade kit, these, you know, the backpack actually rotates 180 degrees. So on the Hasbro, all this is facing downwards, whereas on the DNA upgrade kit, this whole back assembly on here is facing the other way. And you can, you know, have this the correct way, but Emgo sort of shows it in his review where you have to plug it upside down. I don't like that, so what you have to do is pull off these, and when I say these, I mean, like I said, this strip, it goes all the way, hopefully you can see, it goes all the way around, and it plugs in to Jetfire. These pieces I love, by the way, they really add a difference. But you're going to want to unplug both of these and put the left into the right and the right into the left, because if you don't, then kind of like Emgo's video, you're going to end up with the abdominal piece upside down. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But if you want it like this, where you've got the DNA upgrade look and you want the chest in the correct orientation, then you're going to have to plug... That's just fallen off. You're going to have to plug the right into the left side and the left into the right side. Now, it can be hard to do. You have to force it, but just get something like a long, sharp, well, not sharp, but get something like blunt, like a screwdriver or some sort of tool where you can actually wedge it in and push it into the slot where, you know, the cable attaches into Jetfire. Obviously, if you're a child, make sure you ask an adult to do this. If you're an adult, just be careful. Try not to use something sharp, as I said. Just use something blunt. Make sure it's, you know, you're not putting yourself in any danger, or you're not going to cause yourself any injury. But yeah, it works. The only thing I wish was added to Prime, because DNA are known for adding on to, you know, making their own little kits. The only thing I wish would have changed, I wish they would have included a new face, because you can remove the faces for Optimus, and I wish they made a new face for Optimus Prime, because you know, you have these right here, like this is a masked version right here, but if you pay close attention, when Jetfire combines with Optimus, parts of Jetfire go on like Optimus's ears right here, and you get an extra piece of a chin here, like a little upside down horn that basically adds on to Optimus's chin right there. And I wish they made a Jetfire powered Optimus Prime face, unmasked and masked, where you could add it on and it just, oh, it'd be the icing on top of the cake. Now obviously in the fight, Optimus uses an Energon sword. That is just from the Studio Series, the official. But obviously Baiwei, you know, if you're going to buy an Optimus Prime, they're going to give you an Energon sword. They're going to give you plenty. So, you know, this kit for Jetfire doesn't include the sword, but if you've got an Optimus Prime, it's likely you've got a sword. So, yeah. I don't really have any complaints with the kit. The feet on here fall off quite a lot, but it's nothing, you know, terrible. And the general set is really good. You can angle everything the way you want. You know, if you turn to the side here, you got these pieces that you can angle whichever way you want. If you want to cover up the wheels, you can. And one thing I love is the cannon, because you might look at this and think it's falling over again. But you might look and think, why is Optimus Prime grabbing the cannon? Shouldn't he have like a cover or something over his hand? This is accurate to the film. So in the film, there is a gap where Optimus is holding the cannon, and it actually looks like this in the film, which is really a nice attention to detail by DNA for not making something where it goes over the wrist, you know, have it where Optimus is visibly grabbing the gun. That's accurate to the film. Now, if you want to recreate the shot at the end of the film where Optimus is coming over the hill, what's that coming over the hill? It's Optimus Prime. You know, where he drops off all his upgrade, you can remove the shoulder pads, you can remove the gun, you can keep it just so he's got the upgraded legs. You will be able to basically remove all the backpack and keep this. Obviously, you will have to unpeg from Jetfire this cord again, what I keep mentioning. You'll have to unpeg that and basically just wrap the ends somewhere in the back of Optimus's backpack, just to tidy it up. But you can have it that look at the end of the film where he drops off all the upgrades and you just have his legs and the abdominal. But I mean, overall, there's not much else I can really say. It's simply a fantastic kit. Now, Jetfire, the actual figure from Baiwei, the Baiwei Jetfire, he doesn't include the enhancements that DNA made to him, like this Kawa here has, you know, the wings. He has a bit of a different walking stick, and overall this one's just better. But the Baiwei Jetfire doesn't have all the enhancements that DNA made to him. You know, Baiwei Jetfire doesn't have the articulated fingers, he doesn't have the articulated wrists. That's something that a lot of people missed, which is understandable because it doesn't affect me because I use this as my Jetfire. I don't use a Baiwei Jetfire for my Jetfire on display. But a lot of people who don't have this, or you know, don't have the original Hasbro, or do have the original Hasbro and want to an upgrade, you're going to be disappointed that this Baiwei Jetfire isn't necessarily a massive upgrade from the Hasbro one. I mean, sure, you get additional wing pieces for the Jetfire figure. You know, for example, in Jetfire's Jetfire's jet mode, you get these additional wing pieces that you can plug in. So that's something. But overall, it's generally the same figure. It's not gonna, be something where it's dramatically changed. It's not like I said, with all these articulated fingers and wrist swivel and everything like that the DNA originally upgraded. But you can see this just came off. Like I said, you know, that's the only thing that really pops off on mine. But again, with KOs, like I said in my original Baiwei Optimus Prime buyer's guide, with KOs, tolerances differ between copy to copy. I've had an exceptional service from Baiwei. Sorry, I've had an exceptional service from Baiwei, and I think their products are amazing. The tolerances are really good on mine. I'm I'm over the moon with this, and overall, I couldn't be happier. Now, I posted a lot of photos on my Instagram of this guy, but I mean, if you want to see sort of a general comparison how Jetfired Optimus with this kit compares against, the likes of Megatron, then I'll just grab my Megatron right here. Try not to drop everything on the floor. But obviously I got the modification that I made. But here we have Jet-Powered Optimus next to Megatron. And depending on how you have the legs with Megatron and how hunched over he is, they're generally the same height. I did have I took a few pictures where Megatron was actually bigger than Optimus in Jet-Powered Prime, which is, quite a good thing as well because Megatron is the big bad. But I'm really happy. If anyone has any questions on Baiwei or this specifically, just let me know in the comments. Now, the other thing that I mention is, so with Baiwei, originally they included 2 abdominal chests on their Optimus Prime. They had the abdominal one from Dark of the Moon, and then instead of having the original Hasbro where it was just one piece for the 07 and 09 Revenge of the Fallen, they basically separated it into 2 pieces, which I prefer this one. It's more movie accurate. However, kind of like they do with Hasbro Studio Series Jetfire when it comes with the additional abdominal piece for Optimus Prime, this one did as well, the Aeromech, because this is an oversized of Jetfire. There is an oversized Optimus Prime from Studio Series that comes with this Jetfire. So this Jetfire includes the abdominal piece as well. But Baiwei do that as well. So if I unpeg this, try not to hit the camera. So this is what I mean. This is a single abdominal piece that it comes with. And it's painted in a really nice metallic red, but it's not the same metallic red that's on the rest of this figure, so it does stand out. In terms of displaying as Optimus, this is not my preferred abdominal chest. I prefer, as I said, this one. It's just more sleek, slender, it looks more movie accurate. But it's good that you have options, and obviously these combine, these 2 pieces, and then they plug into there. I don't think you can plug those Jetfire abdominal pieces into this Prime, into these 2 here. So I think it's just this piece that comes with Jetfire that you can plug his new abdominal pieces into. So I wouldn't display Prime with this personally. I'd use the other one, but you know, it's your figure. Display it however you want. But the only thing I would say is this, when I plugged it in, was very, very hard. I pushed it in all the way to plug these in, and then when I tried to take this piece out, it was very hard. It was stiff and it wouldn't come out. So be careful, be mindful how much you put this piece in, because it's hard to get out. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, you know, if you have the same experience that I have with this kit, I think you're going to have a terrific time. So that's my look at the Baiwei Jetfire / jet powered Optimus Prime. If you enjoy this and you want to see more Baiwei, click at the video in the corner in a moment at the end of the video for my original buyer's guide of Baiwei. And buy the Baiwei. Don't forget, buy the Baiwei. These are something you definitely want to buy. Don't miss out. Like I said, the only thing that's missing is just the extra head, you know, for the Jetfire. And also, I would love for them to have included an extra cannon on the back of his arm, because in the movie, we do see Optimus have a cannon on this arm, and he also had a cannon on the back of this arm. Not this one, but I'm talking about this sort of extra minigun at the back here. I wish they would have included another one of these. And again, that extra head sculpt for the unmasked and masked versions of jet-powered Optimus Prime. But other than that, I can't really fault it. People are going to get a little bit upset that the Jetfire figure, apart from the additional wings and stuff like that, isn't like the DNA upgrade kit of Jetfire. But as far as the combined modes go, this is the best option to go for, especially if you missed out on DNA. But other than that, that's been my look. Like I said, at this set, I can't speak. That's been my look at this set, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I might do a part 3 if they do. I'm really hoping Baiwei do another Optimus Prime. This time combining the elements of this figure and this Optimus Prime. I prefer the colours on this other one, and I prefer everything about it, but the tolerances and the plastic on this are better, and the metallic paint is better on this one as well. So there's bits about both Optimus Primes I like. I hope they do like a 3rd or 4th version of their Baiwei Optimus Prime and really make a definitive version. I know they're coming out with a Battle Damage Megatron, so I might pick that up as well. But like I said, if you have any questions, I'll answer them in the comments, or I might do a part 3 if they make another one. So yeah, I might round it off with a trilogy, or maybe even a quadrilogy. So we'll see where it goes, but that's it for today's video. And follow me on Instagram at TFF1000, join my Discord, link in the description below, and please do the general stuff, comment, share, subscribe, follow that notification bell button, and stay awesome, and transform, and roll out, till all are one.